Good day everyone, so today we'll be running the classic C0 Nilou Bloom team. Of course, on this account I'll only be running 4-star weapons and the majority of the characters are either C0 5-star or, well, I call a C6. So this is what we'll be doing. This is just the classic way of playing. We're going to go full EM build on Kokomi. As you can see there, Flower of Paradise Lost, Sacrificial Fragments for the double jellyfish, which can also serve as a double heal. As you'll see, here is Nilou with an R3 Dark Hands Assistant, some artifacts and, well, the usual stuff. Nothing spectacular, nothing special. The stats are pretty okay by most standards, but that is really what we're going for. So in the Spiral Abyss, what I also want to do is, because it's a difficult Spiral Abyss, I want to give you a bit of a benchmark as well for the first half. So to that end, I'll play the other popular team, which in this case would be something like a Neuvillette team with Farina. This is pretty expected since the majority of us have just come out of Fontaine, and if you're considering Genshin's in-game, it is very likely that you either have a Neuvillette or a Farina, or at the very least a Baiju or some combination of it. I don't care, you can just run some sort of Hyper Bloom variant on the first half or Aggravate if you're really feeling like kind of special, and that should sort you out for what you'll be able to do here. I know the Spiral Abyss is currently, well, it currently has a very high HP pool, so you should really bring your A game, bring your best artifacts, bring together like some good teams that you want to. This is just a team that I want to use so that you can get a rough benchmark idea of how fast you need to be on your Nilou Bloom teams in order to be still like successful. So that's kind of the purpose of showing this to you, as well as to show my friends in Discord that if they just listen to me, then they can also beat the first halves a bit faster. Yeah, we actually have like Discord nights and stuff, so, and I watch my friends and so on play, so there's a lot of backseat gaming. So it's time for me to do the front seat gaming and actually get into it. Okay, regardless, so here is where we are. With the Nilou Bloom team, all you want to do is get that Kokomi jellyfish up and going, get in the healer, elemental burst, and from here on I'd really suggest just popping up like all of the elemental burst, and just putting as much Hydra on the field, getting part of the first wave done and over with, because that's the annoying part. You don't want to waste too much time, because these Pyrolectors can really be annoying. So my strategy is to always start attacking one of them and then to go to the other one. The idea here is that I want to try and force them to be as close as possible to each other, and whilst they're doing their attacks, for instance like this, try and use your Nahida, try and use your Kale, because the Dendro damage is not nothing, it still contributes to beating the aura. And as you can see there, just try and time Kokomi's elemental burst with the little things that they put down on the floor, because Kokomi's burst gives you 2 units of Hydra which can break it quickly, and here with Nilou you can also use her elemental skill to like go through the enemies. She's got like a piercing shot, just like Laurent. Her elemental skill pierces through all enemy constructs, which is pretty cool. In any case, so once you've beaten them, you can go to these 2 guys, and it's just now a case of trying to set up, manage your HP, and then just beating them up. There's nothing special here, just make sure that they don't crowd out too far. And as you can see, since my team is a bit low on health, I'm just going to use Kokomi here and the double jellyfish just to heal Kokomi up as well, and that should then be a very easy first half with a bit of time left. So you could still theoretically go 1 minute 30 on the first half, although I'd really recommend pushing it in terms of your damage threshold. Okay, so here we go into the second half. Magokenki is extraordinarily easy to beat, so there's really nothing much more to say here other than just use your cooldowns and try and beat him within 1 minute. That is going to be your benchmark. So whilst we are like waiting for everything to play out here in the background, one thing I always suggest to people is to try and use, like during enemy, like when enemies, let's say, are running in the air, or like Magokenki is winding up, try and time your elemental bursts that have long animation or wind up times with that animation. I think that can be a little bit of a trick or a tip that I can give you, because it'll just help you and save you at time when dealing with the enemy. And as you can also see here with Neuvillette in the background, I haven't spoken about this on the channel, but what you want to do is try and manage his source water droplets as much as possible, so that when he's got downtime, you're using the rest of the team, and otherwise you never want to try and run out of source water droplets. You always want to pop that E, cycle through his other cooldowns, and keep a chain going. In any case, so here we are on the second half. We're going to try and beat up this duo. Again, grouping is very important. Try and keep them close to where you are, use the elemental burst and Kokomi's jellyfish to get a bit of healing going on. This is one of the things that I needed to play very, very carefully with Kole, otherwise I would have like died. So that's why I played a bit carefully there, not optimally, but hey, this is not an optimal run. This is just a classic, hey, I just want to try and beat up the enemies run. And as you can see here, we are making some steady progress. The idea being is that I think, well, not the idea, the second half here is incredibly easy. So the idea here now being that you really want to take your time, see if you can heal up as much of your teammates as possible. Just relax. The harder part of the abyss is over. All you need to do is just hook the enemies in, bait them, and it's just going to be so easy. One of the little secret things that you have with Nilou Bloom teams is that they constantly interrupt the little rift towns. You can see the bloom explosions, and so the rift towns are not going to move all around, which is one benefit that you get, although they can target you, and because you're standing still you'll take a bit of bloom damage, and hence you'll use double jellyfish once again of Kokomi, which is a technique we haven't really discussed before in Nilou Bloom teams that much, but it is becoming relevant if you're going to go for that triple EM build. My recommended build, of course, is either an HP goblet or an healing bonus circlet, but I think since we are trying to go for a bit more of an aggressive time, given the difficulty of this abyss, that is kind of what I settled for. So your mileage may vary, but in any case, you can see lots of time on the clock. So all I'm going to do now is just try and heal everyone up as much as possible so that the final floor is not too difficult, because you can lose health very, very quickly against the little falcon and scorpion. And that's about it for that side. So now let's go on to the final floor. Once again, just giving you a bit of benchmark against little Dorito Triangle or Assamin. You want to try and beat him in about a minute. That's going to give you enough time on the second halves. You can see here what I did with Neuvillette there in the beginning. I put down my E, then I'm going to hit the enemy, build up my elemental burst, boom, again burst ready, but I'm not going to use my source water droplets. I want to try and time all my cooldowns. So you can see here with Neuvillette, even if I get knocked out, I still now have again that E. So we've got more source water droplets, so whilst we've got downtime, we don't lose any of those droplets, and when we get to Neuvillette, we can just instantly start doing damage. Look at that, damage. Now I've got my cooldowns back online, damage. That's the idea and the playstyle behind Neuvillette, something that I don't see a lot of people talk about, but managing those source water droplets is very, very important. A bit of a quick repositioning there with Fischl, and look at that, game, set, match. It is just so easy. So 1 minute would be the target benchmark here. And then finally we're going to get to the last floor with all these enemies. This is my preference, but I would encourage you to try and get these enemies to jump back, even here with Kokomi, and try and get them all within a single jellyfish. Use that Nilou elemental burst to hit all of them at a range, because the moment those two start going into their little fire mode, you just are wasting so much time. For these guys, I suggest tagging one of the little seahorses and trying to get to that seahorse. Don't try and follow the little falcon, he'll come to you. So you just want to try and get to the seahorses as you can, and double jellyfish wherever possible, remembering to refresh Nilou's elemental skill, which is a mistake I made. And Nilou's elemental burst is so good for wiping and clearing the floor. Once you get the falcon here, the key is once he starts getting aggressive, try and use your elemental burst as much as possible, or trying to iframe with your elemental burst, and that's going to give you a bit of success. And there we go, it was not that difficult to beat him. Again, a quick little jellyfish for a bit of Kole, trying to group up the enemies. Scorpion's going to come to us, tank a bit of damage there with Nihida because she's got super armor with her E, which is really nice. And here with Kokomi, we're just going to try and beat up this enemy, heal the party, and it's just, look at that, 50 seconds on the clock, one enemy left. You can just sit back, relax, try not to do anything stupid, wait for the Scorpion to do his little thing, and then you just start beating him up. He's gonna now suddenly do his special thing, get the stone, and once you break the stone, it really is that easy. So yeah, that is what I wanted to show you, how quick and easy it is with the Nilou Bloom team. You might need to reset a bit on the first half depending on how your other team has done, but generally speaking, once you're done with the first floor, the remaining two floors are pretty simple and easy. Alright, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.